So I'm going to review a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that I found online. I was directed by Julie Taymor, who has done some work on Broadway. And I'm going to do sort of a sandwich, things I liked, things I didn't, and then some more things I liked. Things I definitely liked, the sets and the costumes were awesome. Big thumbs up for those. And the whole thing was set to an original score, and it set the mood very deliberately, and it was very beautiful. It was either super haunting or super playful, and it was really, really awesome to listen to. The lighting was really interesting. They did a lot of playing with shadows, which I thought really fit the theme of sort of mistaken identity, and so I really loved all the shadow play with the lighting. They did a lot of like aerial works, like people up on wires doing aerial feats, and I thought that was really cool. It had a very like Cirque du Soleil feel to the whole thing, which it's fantasy. It's sort of supposed to be a little more surreal and ethereal because it's about fairies and magic, and so I thought that was really good. Titania, whatever, had this gown like made up of roses with a big like shiny collar and a train way behind her, and it was a masterpiece. It was beautiful, her dress. And they had a donkey head that the lips moved with the actor's voice. It was like synced to talk at the same time as him, and I thought that was super super cool. I'd never even thought that was possible for it, and I thought it was really awesome. And when they were in the woods, that was my favorite part of the set. They had furniture that was covered in grass covered furniture, so it gave it sort of this weird like secret garden-esque feel. And they had a lot of lanterns everywhere, which was really really cool. And again, the lighting, especially in the woods, played a lot with shadows, and they had these trees that just like they were suddenly sprouting up everywhere. There was just trees everywhere all of a sudden, and it was really really cool. Some things I didn't like. I didn't like a lot of the acting choices that were made, particularly Hermia. I thought she was too shrieky. She just went way up into her hysterical upper register all the time, and I thought it was a little too much. It was a little past the point where it served her. Um, the actor who played Lysander, he I kind of see what he was trying to do, but he went a little too far with being laid back, and it sort of started to verge on apathy. He just seemed a little lazy, and like the stakes were not even close to being high enough for him. And they all of the four lovers, they had a lot of urgency in everything they were doing. Everything was very very urgent and very rushed and everything, but there wasn't enough depth. I think it was very urgent, but there wasn't the depth of the importance. It was just more fast paced than it was important. And Theseus, he didn't he didn't command enough respect to be a duke. He seemed just more like someone who was very wealthy than a duke. He didn't seem regal. He didn't command enough attention or respect. But some actors that I did like Titania, whatever, because she was fabulous. She was just a very cold sort of anger, but she was fabulous. She was beautiful and she was enchanting, but she was absolutely terrifying and powerful at the same time. It was very much like the White Witch from like Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. She was cold and beautiful and scary, and I loved it. I thought that was a great way to do that. And Puck, I really enjoyed Puck because he was super fun and there was tons of chaos around him all the time. He was a big bundle of energy, but he seemed very wise and very smart for his age. But you could tell that he was so. It wasn't that he was immature. It was just that he was young at heart and he just had a genuine sense of fun. And so I really liked that. Um, so that is my review of A Midsummer Night's Dream.